That's right. Eagles way of boxing, man. I don't know. I don't see my live up as far as the title is concerned. So I don't see that. So I'm gonna have to go on the outside and check it out from another area just to make sure it's up. Got to make sure. Okay, it's up. I see what it is. All right. I just don't get it. I don't get the feed like you guys get it before I do. Yeah. Yeah, you ain't no joke, man. You coming in here, man, talking about there's Gil Cole's up in here, man. Salute to Gil Cole from Eagles Way Up. He said sup Eagles Way Up. He said, here we go again. He already cried. Yeah, here comes another Friday. But you know your web watchers had to do a lot of smashing a couple of days ago, man. You left on them. You left, and once you left, just look at my likes from the last live, man. Man, it turned into Troll Central. Me, TV till this day, we are kings. Him and DT the Bailey had to put in some work, man. Because I was looking for Gil's corner. I said, where's Hurricane at? Hurricane Gil nowhere around. So you was nowhere around, man. I don't know what Champ had to do, because you always say Champ got busy. Champ had to go do this. Champ had to go do that. Hey, it's your responsibility to put hands on people when you need to, man. Let me get my water ready. No, okay. Here's an easy turn. Sometimes them things, they get stuck on there. But yeah, we're gonna talk about it, man. We're gonna talk about a little bit of stuff today, cause, well, see, this is like kind of, I'm finalizing it today. Not really finalizing it, but I'm just gonna put up what we've been talking about, what you guys talked about. You know, it's not about me. It's my show, but it's not about me, because I want you to understand that when you guys make your choices, when you guys pick somebody, then, hey, am I the one that got to stick with your pick? No, you do. I mean, we can always change, though, because people think, okay, this is what they call it. They call it ship jumping, right? But it's not always ship jumping. It's just a lot of times, like, you'll ride with somebody because you think that they're okay. It's just like one of your boys. If you're riding with a bunch of your boys, and you got a new boy, and you know everything he's doing, there's nothing he's doing that's suspect. It's like, oh no, he good, man, good people, man. Nothing that he's suspect. And then all of a sudden, you guys pull up to a convenience store. You guys been going to convenience stores all the time, but you pull up to a convenience store that's out of the way, or out of your way, and everybody want to just grab a couple of things. You know, you want to get you some energy drinks or something like that, maybe a sandwich or whatever, some chips or whatever. And this guy pulls out a gun and he robs the place. So, is that still your boy? You still gonna hang out with him if that's not the element you want to be around? Or are you just gonna say, man, you just gonna slowly stop messing with him, or just cut him off completely? The bottom line is, you probably, if you got the right mind, is you gonna stop messing with him. That's what I'm saying. You gonna stop messing with him. But then some idiots will still mess with him, and guess what happens when they still mess with him? Then they get caught up, and then they end up doing the stretch or something. So everybody ends up doing time over the idiot, because you wanted to be with him. Oh, that's my boy. Yeah, okay. So I'm not going to call, because everybody's so quick to call everybody, ship jumpers. And no, I'm not setting myself up to jump ship. Because sometimes we just stupid enough to go down and sink with somebody. And in this case, we may end up sinking with somebody. So we're going to talk about a few of them. I'm going to put them up. I'm going to put them up on the screen. And then we'll just talk about them, and we'll have a discussion. And I think I got like about 4 legitimate ones, or probably 5 legitimate ones, and then I got a class clown. So a class clown, and this We're gonna just finish breaking them. We're gonna just break them down some more. It's like, you know how I am, man. It's, you know, Eagles Web. When you come to Eagles Web, I like to throw. I'll throw darts. There go my lights acting up. So I throw darts. I like darts, man. I don't know if you guys like darts. If you guys ever played darts, I'm not. You know, I don't know the rules that well. I know the one where you because they got so many different games. But I'm pretty good at getting that bullseye though. But in some games it doesn't count. You can't get just the bullseye. You got to go around the board. You know, for each number, you got to be that skilled. You get double, triple, whatever like that. And it's cool if you're good enough to get, what is it, 4 triples or something like that on one number, then you good. You good on that. You know what I mean? So I like to do that. So in here, I'm trying to get double scores in here. That's my whole thing. I want to get double scores in here. I don't want to get no single scores or nothing like that. I want to, you know, and that's how everybody should be up in here. And matter of fact, I think Don was here. Don stayed around. Don Dada. Anyway, salute to Don Dada out there. You know, I got to read all them hieroglyphs out. Here he come. But, yeah, Don Dada was here. And Gil jumped ship and got out of here. And we're fam. I know Derek Bailey. And me till this day. We are fam. You know, those two they put in some work the other day. And I believe Don had to put in a little bit of work too. All right, but anyway, he said, Don Dada said Eagles wear boxing. Got the eagle up good. Y'all know what it is. Got the web up good. Got the glove up good. He said, look, subscribe. Hit that bell. He said, if not, hit the thumbs up before you hit that live chat. He said, you come in here, everything great, everything cool. But you can't get that neck stretched out because we got lines in here. He said, Dada, he said, need to eat his crow sandwich. And he said, peace, salute. Yeah, he said, fam, sit your ass down and enjoy the content. That's all. Sit your ass down. Let me put the sit your ass down just so they can get it. Get your ass in here. Come in and enjoy. This is Friday, and we know how Fridays go. So hopefully this Friday will be a lot better. But I appreciate y'all. Whoever stayed late the other day, I appreciate y'all helping me smash all them trolls that came in. They weren't even countable, man. But they got so mad, man. They got so mad at y'all. I'm telling you, man. They gave me a bunch of thumbs down. I got more thumbs down in the last show than I have had the entire time that I've been doing this. Probably if you added it up, that show probably added up more thumbs down than all the rest of my shows combined. Because they was mad at y'all, man. They was mad. Ain't nothing else to go with that. They was just mad. They got mad because they couldn't come in and just do what they wanted to. And so they just start calling me old grouchy guy like they always do. Oh, he old and grouchy and this and that. And yeah, I'm grouchy. Yeah, I'm old and grouchy. Yeah, I'm 100 years old and I'm grouchy. Now, make it to 100 years old and be grouchy. That's all you got? Come on in here and sit your ass down. Larry Holmes said, 1, 2. He said, what you want? Sit your ass down. So get in here, sit your ass down, and we'll get into it. We just rap for a little bit, but yeah, we'll get into it. You know, we're gonna talk about the monsters that's coming up, the ones that I think I might have left a couple of them out. We can still talk about them, or we'll put them up. We'll do, you know, this boxing ain't going nowhere, so we can always do it. As a matter of fact, let me check one of my feeds here, and let's see if we got anything that. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, because I didn't read this, but yeah. So I wanted to cover this part of this too, because this goes with the narrative and this goes parallel to what I was talking about. And I'm gonna tell you because what I and I'm looking at one of the guys. I'm not gonna tell y'all who he is, but anyway. I'm looking at one of my guys. The guy wants to help me. Did I want to get to help me with the glove situation? And we have another one too. I forgot what it was. I know we got a couple of things we want to try to work on. But yeah, and I see him. You know, I told dude, man, I was too young, but I'm just shit. I'm told, man, I should have trained your ass, but I'm watching him get. He actually got put out. I said, damn, dude, you got put out. But the one side I want to talk about is, see, and I want to break down the errors, because what happened is every time we got somebody who's good, and we got somebody we want to roll with, there's always the opposite. There's always the opposite, and no, opposites don't attract. They're talking about magnets, but opposites don't attract. And yes, sometimes you could talk about. He got, oh, you meant pound sign? Hashtag let's talk about it. He said percents. He said, let's talk about it. That's what we're going to do, Don. But the opposite, like if you're talking about male, female, yeah, that's attraction. But if we was to get deep about that situation, it's not always attraction. Sometimes it's a need a lot of times. And I don't know if you ever been with somebody that you just needed certain things, but you wasn't really attracted to them like that. That's horrible. It can be horrible, or it could just be a bad situation. So when we say opposite attracts, and sometimes opposites just don't attract at all. It's like, oh man, I can't, because that's what happens when she shuts the door or whatever. He's coming home again. Or same thing with him. Oh man, here he come. You know, here she come. Oh man, here she go. Here, I gotta hear it. Here we go. What is it this time? So now I gotta hear it. So we talk about opposite, but when we talk about a sport, and a lot of times in a sport or in different situations, they call it like odd couples. And so that it was just something that flashed up, because I talked about it before. Because remember, I talked about Max Baer before. So we'll put that. So we'll say that. So Max Baer in that time period, and you guys can probably name some more. I got some more as we progress up the history ladder. That I have some more that we talk about, along with the faces of boxing and stuff like that. So, and I got another particular one from the 70s that I'm gonna just talk about him. I'm not really gonna talk a lot extensively about him, but he's really a class clown. But Max Baer was more or less a class clown. I'm not saying he couldn't fight. He could definitely fight and definitely take punches and stuff like that. But no, it is what it is. When you play pretty boy and stuff like that, when you play pretty boy and you think all the girls want you and all that, then a lot of times that happens. And we run into that today. And sometimes we're going to run into it. A lot of times. But let's get into it, man. Let's get into it a little bit, because we've been on here a little bit, right? So let's see. Let's see what we got. So this is our segment here. I let it go for a while so y'all can read it. The new face of boxing. And then, of course, we got the question mark up there. And you right down, Donna. Cinderella Man. Yeah, Cinderella Man got him. JJB got his ass. That's right. JJB got that ass. That's right. And see, the whole thing with JJB, when that came up, I don't remember I know the odds was pretty bad when that came up. I know the odds was real bad, but but he just made out. That's outdoing him. And that's what happens when somebody outwork you. And plus you go in there thinking you got it. Oh, I got it like that. See, especially when you go in thinking that you got it like that. But he's right though. That was the class clown back then. And we have him today too. So if we take another step up, so I'm gonna tell you something. In this one, so the face of boxing had a fight with the class clown, and there's other ones. We'll you guys probably can think of some, but there's other ones. But I don't know if you remember Joe Bugner. That was another class clown right there, because he knocked down the face of boxing. But what he wasn't, what he doesn't want to tell anybody, probably even till this day, that he's still trying to hide it out. Which is okay. You're already exposed. We know what happened. We already know what happened. you did something that people don't do. Well, they always try to do it. And I'm gonna try to look for it. But what happens is he stepped on the greatest foot, right? And he swore up and down. He's raising his hands because he thought he was, or actually it wasn't Bugner, because Bugner didn't do it. It was actually Chuck. My fault. I said Bugner, right? But not Bugner. Bugner just got beat up. But it was Webner. It was Chuck Webner. So in other words, Chuck Webner was the one that stepped on Ali's foot. Yep. And then same thing happened. Got that ass whooped. So we always got these class clowns that want to compete. They want to compete. They always want to compete. So let's go through them a little bit. So right now, this is what I'm proclaiming, and that's who I'm proclaiming right now. That's the face of boxing right now. That is the face of boxing. Okay. So let's take him out right now. But this is who a lot of you, like Don, this is who you guys want. And since you guys want him so bad, I'm letting him do a little entrance and stuff. Because this is who you guys want to be the face of boxing. Right here. But this guy here, let me ask you something. How could this guy become the face of boxing? What does he need to do to become that face? Because we see him now. Like, okay, there he is. That's the one. That's the face of boxing. Okay, so you want him to be the face of boxing. Look at him. Look at him. You wanted him to enter. Yep. You're right, though, Don. Don King and Ali made Chuck famous. Yeah, because, yeah. He even had license plates or something. Chuck was champion for a minute or something. Yeah, because he thought he had put Ali out or something. You know you stepped on his foot. Yeah. In which he did get because I think the movie was after him too, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think that was the character that inspired the Rocky movies and stuff. Because he would still fight. The bleeder would still fight. But he coming in. Here we go. So what does Bud have to do, man? What does he have to do? And I don't want to hear no more. No, this is no excuses, because we're gonna do a few of them to find out what they need to do in order for it to not be a clout chase. In order for it not to be a clout chase, now you looking good with your gold and white on. You coming in looking strong and stuff. You like, oh shit, I'm Bud. What's up? Huh? I'm Bud Crawford. What's up? Coming in. Yeah. Hold on a second. I gotta change a few things. I totally forgot all about this, man. Because if I don't have my live chat up, if I have top chat up, somebody will end up coming in. But let me see. I got a troll in here. So what I got a troll in here. Yeah. So I had to take care of that. Yeah, I wasn't set up properly to get rid of it, but now I am. So now everything's taken care of. But what does he have to do, Don Dada? What does he have to do, Gil? What does he have to do, audience? Out here, what does he have to do in order to become the face of boxing? Because regardless of what you're saying, this is, and he is, the face of boxing based on what he's doing. Because you guys didn't get a good enough breakdown, I suppose. You did, but you're going to pretend like, he didn't break it down to tell us, how you get that face of boxing and all that. Okay, the face of boxing. It has to do with what you do in the ring. It has to do with what you do outside the ring. So, are you making those are you making money moves? You're not making money moves because you're complaining and saying, oh, I might take a COVID break. And then I got a lot of people sticking on this side. Oh, yeah, he can afford to take a COVID break. You know what I mean? It's okay if he take a COVID break. That's what I'm hearing. Oh, it's okay. If he's not going to get the money, then he can go and take the row break. Man, come on. Man, y'all get all the way up out of here. He can take the row break. Hold on just for a second. I gotta grab something. I'm Bud, man. I can take that row break. Yeah, okay, Bud. Yeah, you can take the row break. But is that gonna make you the face though? Is that gonna make you the face? Because this is what's important to boxing fans. I'm not saying all boxing fans, because some of us just don't give a shit. Because it's like whoever you put in front of somebody, and y'all know what this is. So, Bud, you do not have the right to do a lot of things that a lot of fighters do. You see what I mean? Because you have this in your face. This is going to be in your face right here. And then you know who's behind this. You know who's behind this pointer right here. But you're not going to get Errol Spence. You're not going to fight Sean Porter. And you're not going to fight Ugas. Okay? You're going to keep fighting these bums until I say everything's okay. Hit the door. So is that the face of boxing? Somebody who has this right behind him. I'll leave it up there so you can see it. Is that the face of boxing? And you say, what Gil do? Oh, Gil just threw up something. He said, he tried to put up a news flash in here. I don't allow news flashes up in here. You know what I mean? I don't allow news flashes. Y'all know that already. You can't put up a news flash. We talking about the news. So, because I'm not hearing nothing from nobody, I'm not seeing nothing. But what does Bud have to do? I'm going to tell you what Bud has to do. Bud got to stop acting like he's more than what he is. And see, I break it all. I'm just breaking it down. I'm just hitting y'all with the bottom line because we're not going to have no long drawn out thing about Bud. But I'm saying you got to stop. You got to slap this down. See, what you got to do. This is an older guy. He older than you, and I know he's not a fighter. But you got to slap this out your face, and then you got to demand getting the fights that we need to see you in. Because if you don't, then you can't be the face of boxing. Okay, and see, you could say Pacquiao is an active future Hall of Famer, but you could say not the face of boxing. But then, if you say that, then you have to come back with a face of boxing. You see what I mean? Anybody can put out a statement like that, but you got to come back with a face of boxing. And this is what Don is saying right there. That's actually significant, believe it or not. That's significant because if you got Kell Brook calling out Keith, and first of all, and I did leave you with something. I did leave you with put something up. Don't just tell us what we already know about Pacquiao, that he's a Hall of Famer, a future Hall of Famer. Don't just put that up. Because guess what? Marquez just went down. And Marquez is in the Hall of Fame. So you know Pacquiao's going to be up in there. You see what I mean? So you know he's going to be up in there. But you're going to put that statement up there, then you got to say something. I see 89 down there, and I see salute to both of y'all. We meet TV till this day. We are kings. I'm gonna read you out, man. But I'm gonna get to him because we meet was in here with me. He stayed late the other day. He stayed late because he got his wrist got warm because they had the KO cup. They had the KO a bunch of them the other day when they came up in here. Yeah, a bunch of people came up in here. In '89, I know We need to get input out of you sometime when you come up in here, man. I know he checks in and stuff, but yeah, we're gonna get you. And see, right, D Ray was just about to get modded up, but then he don't show up no more. He's trying to get that quick mod, but it's like, you gotta just come to Eagles way, man, because sometimes I need, I'm still gonna be able to talk about what I talk about, but sometimes I need to have somebody in there with a hammer. Hell yeah, we meet TV. Tell us they were king. He said loaded up that train. Oh yeah. What we said, y'all said we had 2 trains. We had two loads of trolls, 2 trains full of trolls the other day. Two whole trains. So we had to put hands on them. But yeah, this guy, that's why I got him, because everybody, you guys is falling in love with him. He's making this interest for you. But is a face of boxing, is a face of boxing, or even a future face of boxing, is he somebody who's going to make up money excuses and stuff? Or is he just going to go ahead? Sometimes you got to take that, it's just like anybody else, like a taxi or anybody else. Sometimes the fare ain't going that far. Or sometimes you got to take a little bit less money on something. Just like contractors, you got to take a little bit less money on something. No matter what the work is. I mean, you might charge X amount per labor or something on something. But if you get behind in bills or something happens to where you say, well, you know what? These people don't have that money. So I'm going to have to cut the labor costs a little bit because I'm still getting paid. I'm helping them out, but I'm still getting paid. And sometimes you got to take a little bit less money. I got to get top dollar. What that sound like? When I got to get top dollar, is that the best? When you got to get top dollar, is that the best? Is that the best fighter when I got to get top dollar? Nah, we going to just take a year off. Come on, man. That whole energy, that whole level of energy just it doesn't sound good. I'm just saying. I'm putting it out there so it don't sound good. But let me read We Meet TV out there today. He said, Eagles way of boxing, right? He said, salute to you in the Web fam. That's right. And then 89, salute back to both of y'all. Yeah, that's right. Then We Meet said, loaded up the train. That's right. We had to load that train all the way up the other day. And then Gil Coles even out the ring said Floyd still has a bigger name than Pacquiao. I don't know why you hanging in Floyd's jock again, man. You love Floyd's jock. Is it moist up in there? It must smell good, and he must have sprayed some ball spray on or something. Some nut spray. Yeah, and we don't close no cases just because you want to. You say, can't nobody argue that case closed. Floyd he's not no bigger name than Pacquiao. The only way Floyd is a bigger name is because you keep bringing him up. There's plenty of people who don't know who Floyd is. There's a lot of people who know who Manny is, especially over in Asia. How many people know Floyd over there? Don't nobody. People don't know Floyd like you think they know Floyd. You know what I mean? They know it's like top people over in certain countries and stuff. They know Floyd. And they know he bring money and stuff. All he gotta do is show some highlights and he'll look beatable and stuff. They might want to invite him in for an exhibition or something like that. But he's not a name. He is a name, but he's not like the hugest name that you can get. He's not the hugest name you can get. But that's not you can't case close me and tell my man. So you're saying, and I'm not gonna put him up anyway. I'm not gonna put him up. But I'm saying, so you're saying that this guy here, still active, still fighting, people still calling for him. How many fighters are calling for Floyd right now? You guys don't want to let Floyd rest. Because the reason Floyd is out of the conversation in the first place is because this is the face of boxing. And the reason, yeah. 89 TV said plenty of Russians don't even know Floyd. He said even when they off the vodka. I know they don't know him over in Europe like that, man. They know him in England. But Europe is a big place, though. England is about the size of what? New York? Something like that. And that's a whole country. They know him up in there, but guess what's up in there? You got Ireland up in that area. What else you got up in there? Huh? Scotland and all that shit, all in that one little area. But what about Russia? Nobody know him. And see, this is why I'm talking about the face of boxing and who could replace the face of boxing. And that's why nobody's getting close to it. Because nobody's fighting anywhere. And see what you guys, and see this guy, let me switch back and forth a little bit. So what's happening, now we know this is not the face of boxing, but guess what? This guy here, and y'all can go ahead and laugh if you want to, this guy here is trying to steal it. See? Is what y'all don't know. Is this clown right here, he's a class clown and a champ right now, but this clown right here is trying to steal. See? And people ain't paying attention. He's trying to steal. By pretending, oh yeah, that continent of Africa is his home. Something like that. So, I had a fail over here. And so his fail over here. So he still has to come back here to get a win to become, to start getting closer to being a face. So he still has to come back over to the United States. But he's trying to do everything over in Saudi Arabia now, right? A lot of people are trying to do everything over there. But he's still, this clown here is still going to have to come back over here. But Pacquiao fights in different areas, right? And Pacquiao will fight. You bring the money, he'll fight you somewhere. The money. Now, we're talking about the money is because he's from that cut. He's cut from that cloth now. He's still in that area, but the reason he's the face of boxing is not because he's still fighting everybody. He's still fighting everybody. And he's not going to just, I haven't heard of him just turning down paydays and except for with the Floyd. I mean, of course he turned down the payday, but he ended up getting a bigger payday. But he should never turn down, because maybe we would have seen 2 fights. We might have seen 2 Pacquiao fights with Floyd. Because the first one, it wasn't the money. What was it? It was the drug testing. So if you got champions, and he's still the face of boxing, I'm sorry. Even though with the drug testing, you got to get caught. So we got people that clearly can never be the face of boxing. What about Big Baby? Could he be the face of boxing? And who could he be the face of boxing for? Who's going to say, oh, yeah, that's the face of boxing right here? Okay. But we talk about Bud, though. So what does Bud have to do in order to become the face of boxing? First of all, he's going to have to get rid of him. Somehow. He's going to have to slap this finger out of his face and tell him, Aaron, I need to get these fights in. Because I'm trying to go down as a great. I'm not just trying to go down as just a boxer, a journeyman, somebody who didn't fight. Because guess what they're going to talk about after this era again? They're going to be talking about who he didn't fight if he doesn't go and get those fights. Now, y'all can agree with a one or nothing, or y'all can disagree. Because if he doesn't get a fight because of this guy, Crawford, you get the fights when I say you get the fights. Get out of my office. Like that dad. That's right. I'm BA. Because BA, bad attitude, Aaron, is the one who tells him what he can and cannot do. And so that's why, but you guys put it up there to where you guys actually wanted. I thank you, my brother out there, 89 TV said, put the one up there. So you guys put it out there. Did you want him to be the face of boxing? That he is the face of boxing? See, but then you don't have anything to stand on. And then we got to go all the way back to MTM, talk about MTM as the face of boxing. MTM is not the face of boxing. And I would have gave him more credit, but what MTM done that no other fighter did, not even, and we brought it up before. Matter of fact, D to the Bailey brought it up. What he did is something that no other fighter ever did after Ali. What they never done is they never said that Ali's not the greatest of all time. I am. And that's what he did. So that killed it for him. So for me, get out of here, bud, for right now. And another one that we put up, and you guys talked about this. You guys said that Mr. Gary Russell. You said Mr. Gary Russell against the world. Now, I'm going to ask you a question and see how y'all figure this one out. Okay? So, Mr. Gary Russell right here And now you trying to act like you crying and laughing. Yeah, they call it. Yeah, I've had people was in here talking about that Bud was the face of boxing. And they do it on different shows too. They always talk about Bud as the face of boxing. But Mr. Gary Russell is calling and asking for all the smoke. So is he gonna be the new one? Can he move up? I'm just questioning y'all. Can he move up? Can he be the face of boxing? Is he the face of boxing? You see, I'm hitting you with more than one question. Does he need a bigger win? Does he need to beat somebody like a Tank or somebody like that to be the face of boxing? Or is he just more or less standing alone because nobody wants to fight him? Or who does he need? Does he need the runner? Does he need the person that you can hold back one hand? Y'all know who it is. Yeah. Yeah. Like you can hold him back with one hand because he act like he really want him. And he don't want him. But I'm looking at him like, yeah, he could do it. He doesn't necessarily need like huge fights. Because a lot of times what happens, if somebody's ducking, it's just as good as having a fight. If somebody's if they're truly ducking. So don't give me that shit that somebody's ducking and they're not ducking. You just ain't you're not making the fight. You see what I mean? You're just not making the fight. Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to see if I can find something up in here. Yeah. I think it was up in here, but we'll see. No, let me see if I got him up in here. Okay, no, that was a whole different segment. But yeah, I was trying to see if I could find. And there you go. There he is right there. But that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, it's just too many of them up in here. There's too many of them up in here. So let me go back to here. But a lot of times what happened is that a fighter like this, he can become the face if you got people hiding. But what helps him out, I'm gonna tell you what helps him out. What helps him out is when when you make your own decisions as a grown ass man, as a boxer and everything else, then it's more favorable. Because back when the greatest fought, he still had the promoters and stuff, but guess what? They wanted that money. They wanted them big fights. But Ali fought other people too. He didn't just fight for the hugest bag. Everybody he fought wasn't worth that much of a bag. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna be in that conversation in that mode, then you can't come out. You can't just be saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna fight for that." But the thing I like about Mr. Gary Russell Jr. is that he's calling for anybody who said anything about him. But one thing I would like, I don't know if anybody else would like this. I don't know if anybody else would like this or not. You guys might like this, but you may not. You see what I mean? You guys may like this or you may not like it. That I do actually want to see that double smoke from him. Just because he said that it wasn't, that he wasn't at his finest, and he still believed he won. And I went back because I went back today and I started reading some of the comments. And when I say I read the comments, I was not that has nothing to do with my show or nothing, but I was reading the comments about what people were saying about Gary Russell, that they was Gary Russell Jr. Well, anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. But anyway, they were saying that that it was just that he was just all smoke and mirrors and stuff like that. That he got exposed, and you guys know I'm talking about that little pink dwarf with the sausage arms. That's what I'm talking about. And so my point is that I feel that he should maybe go and get that done, get that business done again if he can. If he can get that business done and get the W, and then get one of the other champions, or just even get another champion. He doesn't have to get every champ. He just had to get one. If he gets him and then get another champ, then he can be put into that conversation. You know what I mean? Yep. And then 89 making sense again. He said Bud can't be the face of boxing and not face Earl and beat him. Because that's one thing he got to do. He got to beat Earl. He has to beat Earl. Because the face of boxing is leaving boxing. And like I said before, the face of boxing should not be the face of boxing right now. That's the sad part about it. That's what you guys, it seems like nobody's actually getting that Manny should not be the face of boxing. But he's doing all the moves that you do, and they're in line. I'm not saying that they're greater moves, because no fighter so far has made greater moves than Ali outside the ring. They haven't made greater moves. You know what I mean? There's always something else to come up. So when we look at when we look at this fraud here, so you guys already know what it is. So when you look at this fraud right here, okay, he a champion. But line for line, let's put him with Ali, line for line. Inside and outside the ring. Skill-wise inside the ring. Can he line up with Ali at all? Will they be in the same line, or will he be in a whole different line? As far as having some kind of a belief, so everybody should have to believe in something. Or I don't call it a belief, but everybody should understand something. Should have an understanding on something outside the ring. Does he stand in the line with him on that phase? As far as character-wise, does he even stand in line? Like he can look over, or can he look next to him like they're parallel? Like I can look right next to him. As far as character-wise. Courage-wise. Not just character, but courage-wise. Can this guy even look, can he be in the same line? And that's the case. Can he be in the same line? Now, I know my brother down there, he's trying to clown by putting up Little Red. Well, see, the thing about Little Red is he was a monster. But Little Red, he just didn't have a good enough. It's just like an Ortiz fighting Wilder or something like that. Just don't have the set to beat him, beat a certain fighter. You know? And he just could not. It's just the one fighter he just couldn't get past. That's it. And sometimes you have that fighter. But right now we're talking about this idiot right here. So what can he do? Can he ever? Let me ask y'all this question. Put up a 1 if you feel that AJ can ever be the face of boxing. Is there enough stuff that he could do to ever become the face of boxing? Because nobody wanted to even answer none of those questions that I had about him. So Mr. Gary Russell. Okay, and this is the guy right here. This guy says he's asking for it. Now this guy here, he said, I want to be the alpha dog in this boxing game. And a lot of people are believing it. A lot of people say, well, he can be. So if he's the alpha dog, if you're going to be the alpha dog, then that means that if you put that in line, isn't that the same? Isn't that the face of boxing too? If Shakur Stevenson could be the face of boxing, right? Now, can I be the face of boxing? Pretty good skill set. Look at good angles and stuff he throws. Stays back. Gets touched. He gets touched when he shouldn't get touched, though. And it's because, and if you notice that on that left, the one where he's kind of leaping in, is that he's still falling forward a little bit, and it's in slow motion. You'll see it. He throws the right, and then bam, he throws the left. But when he throws the left, he really doesn't get back like he should. When he finally throws that left. And because he's not finished, he doesn't have anything else that he wants to really, do. Like finish up, I'm gonna finish up, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. No. If you just get back out of there, and I'll talk about this later, but because people always ask me how's Wilder what Wilder should do. And I'm gonna tell you a move that Wilder should do, and this is my opine, is because a lot of people are not giving him the credit to fight inside, but Wilder has to fight inside a little bit. What Wilder has to do is Wilder has to work off a lot of angles, like real quick angles, I mean, when I say real, I'm talking about angles. He's gonna have to get in like phenomenal shape and just work on these angles and stuff to always keep Fury off balance, out of position. So especially if he's trying to, Fury's trying to overwhelm him with weight and all that, trying to come forward, he has to turn to the side like one way or another. I got to go this way. I got to go that way. I got to keep you to where you got to turn. And time you get set to turn, here comes bomb. Here comes the bombinator, the right hand, or here comes the uppercut. But he has to do that. And then if Fury ever gets used to that, then he has to start crouching. Got to start getting lower. Still hitting angles from, so you hit angles from your regular height, to hit them from low height, and then you push off and then step to the side instead of just doing angles. You know, everything has to be at an angle. So no matter how he gets to that angle, he's gonna have to get there. But just based on this guy here, I'm saying he says he wants it. I want to be alpha. I'm not hearing that from Crawford. I'm not hearing that from Mr. Gary Russell Jr., but Mr. Gary Russell Jr. is asking for all the smoke, though. I want to fight everybody. But see the difference? The difference with this guy said, I want to be alpha. And I had people in there say, well, yeah, he could be alpha. He could do it. But you already know I have another side, too, though. So I got to put up the back. Now, here comes the red flag for him. On being alpha, in which, you know, that puts you in line for, you know, face of boxing. But here's the takeaway, though. The takeaway is that you're fighting in public. And it's not, and the look that you had fighting in public wasn't a good look. Because boxers should never be fighting somebody in public, you know, especially the way that the way that transpired. No. And so that's the red flag for you. But we still gonna leave you on there. We're not gonna put you on the back burner. We'll put you on low heat. Not gonna put you on high heat. Well, we'll put you on low heat because you brought up the whole thing. You actually said, I want to be the alpha dog. A lot of people ain't gonna say I want to be alpha dog. They ain't gonna tell them what they might say anything. Meanwhile, y'all hit my thumbs up before you come in, before you hit live or go back out. Hit that thumbs up. Then sit your ass down and enjoy wherever you at. If you're in the car, sit your ass down. Stop standing up and putting the phone on top of the car. Sit your ass down in the car. If you're at home, sit your ass down. If you're at work, sit your ass down behind the computer. In other words, sit your ass down. Yeah. And there we go with 89 back. He said AJ can only be the face if he beats Wilder. He said the guy he is scared to face. But he's scared to face. He probably won't face Ortiz either. But here's here's another take on that too, though, that he has to beat Wilder, but he has to beat Wilder convincingly to where we will say that, oh, there's no need for a rematch. And AJ's back. But then he still has to do other stuff too, though. Like, I don't know. I mean, you can hang out with your guys, but he got to, I don't know, man. It's something else he has to show, man. I don't know. For me, it's just, I just don't know enough. I'm just not seeing enough. And I don't think, to be honest, I don't think he can get that done. Because if you look at his whole attitude, how long has he been worried about Wilder? See? And he makes it seem like he's worried about Wilder, not just that he's scared, but he's just worried about Wilder. He's because always, even when it came to, remember when it came to Brazil, he was worried about how fast Wilder would knock out Brazil. But he already knew it was happening. He said, oh, you're going to knock him out. But I just hope he don't knock him out faster than me. You see what I mean? But that is right there. That is the face of boxing. And we covered it already, man, because everything he's doing in and outside the ring. That's why he's the face of boxing. He shouldn't be, but he is. And another one, I think this is the last one that you guys called for right here. And this one I'm going to agree with this too, because I think that he can be. And I'll put him up here like this first. That's right. And that's from his last fight. He's like, what? He's like, that's what I do. In case y'all don't know who that is Devin to the Haney. So Devin to the Haney. And I feel that, okay, so this is, so we'll do it this way. Because I know you got some smart asses and stuff that want to say certain stuff. So, and we haven't talked about him as much. But he even, there was a cop that was running his mouth talking about, and this is a big cop, talking about what he would do, you know, that people, that they don't, that people, we don't know the skills of cops and stuff. They think all cops is punks. And he said, what y'all need to do is get in the ring. I'm paraphrasing. You know, just, you know, I take my shield off, put gloves on, just get in the ring and see what it do. And this little guy right here called him up. He said, I'll take you and put you out. You imagine getting put out by by Devin Haney. But I'm gonna say that Devin Haney, that could be a choice. That could be a good choice, and I'm not going to discount it, because out of some of the choices that we have, let me move this over here a little bit, is that he's a good choice, regardless if y'all want it or not. If you want it or you don't want it, that he's actually a good choice. He's just not, like I said, he's still a youngster, but he's looking for great things, man. And we're not hearing all these money excuses and stuff like that. We're not, I need the money, I'm going to sit out for COVID. We're not hearing nothing like that, right? Because if we was hearing stuff like that, we would have definitely reported on it. We definitely talk about it. So he's in the conversation. But this is what I want y'all to do, though. Those of you that's active in the chat right now, this is what I want. So out of the ones, if you have somebody else that you feel could step up and be the face of boxing right now, put them down. But if you agree with the choices, because these are not Eagles Web choices. These are the web watchers and people that came in to the chat. These are their choices. So if you guys can put them in order, which ones would you guys put at like number one, like having the best chance of being the face of boxing in the least? And you can do any ones that you wanted to pick, you know. So anyone you wanted to pick, you don't have to use all of them, but anyone you wanted to pick, like you use 3 of them or something like that, whoever. And so for me, I think I am gonna go with. So I'll put it down. You guys will see what I got. And so you guys, you'll see Eagles pick. I'm going to do a few of them myself, because on the percentage of what they could do, I'm just going to say that on what they're doing right now, I'm going to say, and I'm going to keep, just like with Gary, I'm going to keep him at the same spot that I would like to see the little pink dwarf and him, you know, go back at it. But right now, that can always change. I'm not asking y'all to put something in cement and stone and stuff like that, but that can always change. That can always change. And I'm gonna address what Gil put down there. Say AJ can only be the face if he beats Wilder. That's a 89. But then Gil come right back. He said Fury didn't cheat with that last fight. Deserve a rematch. If he didn't cheat, it would deserve a rematch because it was written in there. But I probably wouldn't want to see it if it was legit. I mean, but I'm not gonna make myself dumb and act like all the cheating and shit didn't happen and some other shit that we just didn't see. But here's the problem with that, is that nothing will be done about that situation. And so we gotta leave it alone. Okay, we me TV till this day. He put up, yeah, we are kings. He put up, yeah, we kind of, what we got? I got okay, you got Shakur. Let me see, Haney. Okay, so we got the same three. Out of all those names, yeah, we got the same three up. Yeah, we just got them in different orders. I appreciate you putting that up, brother, because that's what I did ask y'all to. Yeah. But that's the order that I would put it up. But see, the whole thing is we got to stop pretending like the shit didn't happen. Because the shit did happen. And that's the whole point. It did happen. And no, I would not want to see it if he was that superior. But see, the thing is, you guys can't, if you're just going to be stuck on the Wilder fight, and I keep asking you, do not be stuck on the Wilder fight. Because if you guys are just going to be stuck on the Wilder fight, that's how we get in trouble, because everybody's stuck on that Wilder fight. This guy he's always been cheating, but I don't like going there all the time, but we got to see, the whole thing about it, man, is that what people don't understand is that this guy's been doing that, but I don't like to take Eagles Wear Boxing and make it into the reality that we live in. A lot of people don't like it. You know, people, oh, nah, that's racism and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, man, that's where we live. And remember when we talked about this, because I'm not talking about the Wilder thing. Okay, so, but remember we talked about this. I told you guys that the great white hope has nothing to do with the color. On every level. On the lowest level, it has to do with color. On the highest level, it has to do with agenda. So let that soak in. It has to do with agenda. It's not the color, it's the agenda. So the color, they will make it into the color. The color is the lowest common denominator, will be the color. But it's an agenda. Like, we have to do stuff to add to another narrative. So you got to look outside of boxing to find out why would they do that. What's going on right now in the world to where we have to have a cheater honored? Is it because the world is a cheat? Is there just cheating going on in the whole world? Or is there another reason? So that's what we have to find out. What's the reason outside the ring, outside of boxing, what's the reason we need to have a certain colored face, regardless of what nation they come from? That we have to have a certain colored face. And see, I don't want to cover this because I know you guys, I gave you guys enough information to look on the outside. You guys got to look on the outside. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. So we me TV, till this day, we are kings. Yeah, you put Stevenson. So, you know, a lot of people will agree with you on Stevenson's. I look like you probably don't want to put it down. And Haney. Now, the reason I put, you got Gary Russell 3. I got him like 2. I put the names and then I put the numbers. You know what I mean? So you didn't necessarily put numbers by them, but those are the same 3 that I chose out of the list. But so if you look at Haney, yeah, Haney's doing the things that he needs to do, and plus he is using his mouth too, and he will get a fight, even though he subcontracted with a dozen. He can still get these fights made. And I put a stipulation on Mr. Gary Russell, because for me myself, I do want to see that Haney fight. And then 89, he got Shakur too. He got Shakur, then he got Haney, and then he got Gary Russell too. Yeah. So I don't know what our order's like. Okay, yeah, he got Shakur 1, Haney 2, and Gary Russell, he got 3. So these are all small fighters, man. Think about it. Think about this. Nobody like picked anybody outside the list. Like, no, see? And we talk about the Wilders and everybody else, but nobody's picking them. Because they're trying to paint this picture, because they're trying to get us to think that Fury is the face. He's not. You can't, in my book, he can never be the face. It doesn't matter who he beat. He can destroy the whole heavyweight division, but he will never be, he's too much of a phony. Anytime you come over, and regardless if you like the American culture or not, anytime you disrespect the culture in America, in Mexico, then you're not going to be deserving of having to be in the face. Just like I told you about that flag behind me. Now, we were able to do that with the flag because we took the flag. But you don't come from another country and parade the flag around a lot of Americans like that and think that everything they're going to accept. Oh, yeah, he's great. Look at it. Oh, he loves America. I mean, who's going to do that? Oh, he loves Mexico. Get out of here. And the reason I'm saying that is because it does work on some people. Because some people are just slow. You know what I mean? Some people are just real slow, and so that's it. That's what happens. Because some people are just slow. 8 Night TV back, he said Wilder does have a chance, but he got to take care of business. That's it. He got to go in there, like I said, man. He got angles, man. The new key for Wilder is angles. Angles, and even though you're tall, you got to be able to go down. Because if you're fighting somebody who's taller. And I never did accept that height advantage thing when it came to Wilder. I never accepted that because Wilder was just as much taller than Ortiz, and Ortiz was still putting some work in. It's a 2-inch difference. And Joe Frazier used to fight people that was more than 2 inches taller than him. So, and a lot of other champions fought people that taller. Damn near everybody who fought Tommy Hearns was at a disadvantage as far as height-wise. So we can't just use that. And they did have that other Neanderthal that was knocking people out too until he got clocked. Who was that? David Hay got him. You know which one I'm talking about, that Neanderthal that they had before from out of Europe. You know, I'm sorry. I call it what it is. To me, he just looked, I mean, hey, that's just my way of saying it. To me, he looked Neanderthal-ish. Both of them do. They both look Neanderthal. There's some people in MMA, and there's people that I look at and I'm like, they just remind me of somebody that, you know, was at one point their people was in a cave environment. Not to say that we were never in caves, or we didn't, but we use caves. It's different. It's different if you're traveling and you got to use a cave. That's different. Sometimes you'll use a cave. But using the cave and living in the cave is two different things. Or getting into a cave because you're out of water. You just got a little bit of water. It's too hot. You got to wait till the sun goes down. And the only thing that's going to save your life is that cave. Then get your ass in that cave. But yeah, Wilder, his new thing for Wilder is, you know, that's some of the things. So I told you guys the rest of the stuff is none of the complaining. So we're just off top just for a second. So none of the complaining. Protect yourself at all times. Protect the back of their head. Don't get grabbed. Learn how to use the push. And see, this is the stuff what people are going to say. So you're probably going to write him off now anyway, because this is the bullshit that trainers tell you, is that we can only teach you like 1 or 2 things during a training. That's a lie. Because what you do is you work on one thing at a time. You don't work on all of them. You work on one thing. Okay, I'm going to need you to push off. I'm going to need you to push off. As soon as I get there, I'm going to need you to push off. I'm going to need you to push off. That's why a trainer's going to talk to you. I'm going to need you to push off. Okay, I'm going to need you to turn. I'm going to need you to turn right there. I'm going to need you to turn. Angle there. I'm going to need you to get that angle. I'm going to need you to get this other angle. 2 steps over here. 2 steps over there. 2 steps over there. 2 steps over there. Spin. Pivot. 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 2 pivots. Fast. Fast. Real fast. 2. The other way. Fast. Other way. Other way. That's how a real trainer is going to talk to you. A real trainer, oh, I can't teach him everything. You don't have to teach him everything. He already know the basics. He got the power, he got everything else, but there's this certain stuff we got to work on. But between 3 of us, yeah, so we all agree on those three fighters. So I put the right ones up because this was the discussion and this is what everybody came up with. But then, like I said, this is who wants to become the face of boxing. And you see what he got on too, right? This is when he pulled that. This is when he pulled that Mexican thing. Oh, I'm Mexican now. He got a lot of blood on his shorts. He all blooded up and nasty. But the reason I put this picture up in the first place, because this is not the Wilder fight. and people think it's just one fight. And then my brother came in here saying that if he didn't cheat against Wilder, would they need to do that run back? Actually, I would like to see him run back with Wilder, and then I would actually like to see him run back with this guy too. Because I think this guy has a style, even though he's not a great fighter. I think he has a style to open up that cut again and get this guy. Because he's not scared of Fury. And if you guys see, that is not an uppercut. That is a freaking thumb. That is a thumb to the eye. And this is not the Wilder fight. Has anybody ever talked about this one? And this is what we was talking about. So, because here we was just talking about, like some of the BS fighters. And we was looking at this, and this was actually a good fight. They was putting the Chris Ariella and Kalnaki clean. That was good fights. And the reason I showed this because I was just showing this is a difference. Now that's a nice clean punch. We look at that. That's a nice clean punch. And no, this is not a show about this bum, but I'm saying, and this is a dirty shot. Because I was doing what I was doing. I was just showing different punches like clean. That we look at the extension on this glove here, and we notice that how flat the glove is after a punch. This is after landing a punch. See? After landing a big shot, that's what the glove looked like. And that's what I was trying to show. And we go back in here and we see like another, this is the same, again, this is the Valine. This is the Valine, and this is, you can see. Now, why does Valine have him looking fearful? You see what I mean? And this is Valine. Why Valine got him fearful? That's why I told people, I said he wouldn't stand a chance against somebody like a Frazier, because look at the way Valine is even standing. Now, y'all starting to see what I said, that Wilder has to be able to crunch down? Crunch down in angles, you're going to get Fury up out of there. So a person that fights that's good, that is a good boxer. So we went through this segment, and I'm just going through it again, like real quick, just to show people, hey, these clean shots. Even back in amateur. So if you're not even an amateur, you can't get a clean shot off. Yeah. But this is because the subject was brought up. See, and this is what we got to get away from right here. As far as Wilder is concerned, is he loves to have that arm out there. And you see that the king to the Kong is already landed one punch, but he's trying to get this other shot in. See what I mean? So instead of using that, if you're going to use that as a filler, if you're going to have it out there, you're going to have to hit an angle quick. Matter of fact, in this case, you should have been on the outside of that left arm, like quick, like real quick. And I know Wilder has good spin moves. He does. He has that little basketball move and stuff. Didn't use none of them in the last fight. And that basketball relates and goes into the boxing. Same thing right there. And this is another amateur right here. Because I was just showing people that a professional is not going to mess up on his shots when he's throwing his shots, right? Same thing right here. Right there. The crouch down and see the block. I don't want to give away too much. I don't want to give away too much on the Wilder thing, but we're going to go back to it. We're going to go back to the Wilder thing, and we're going to talk about it, when we get closer to time, because I got to be able to see, what I can see, or have somebody to, send me some training videos or something like that we're going to have to go into it, and we're going to have to see what's going on with the training and stuff, because a cheater can still get you, because he'll just figure out another way to cheat. That's right. We meet TV to this day. We are kings. Yeah, getting low and hiding the right before coming over the top. I like it. That's what you do. See? And Wilder can do. See, the thing is, I know Wilder can do all this stuff because I've seen him do it, but that has to be like more. that has to be more of his skill set when he does that. In these angles, I'm telling you that what's going to win that fight is that crouch down and angles. Besides because all the other stuff you already know. Because if you're crouching down and you're at angles, then that null and voids a lot of that overhand shit hit me in my back and back of the head. That's going to null and void a lot of that anyway. You see what I mean? So since that's null and voided anyway, I'm just going to work off of what I need to work at. See if I can put these. Let me see if I can get the. Okay, that's too big. But anyway, we're going to put. Okay, so we'll take. There we go. So these are. See, our candidates. Our candidates right here for the new face. This is our candidates right here for the new face. Let me go ahead and. I got to make them a little bit smaller, y'all, so I can get them up there. And let me get this down. And I'll still leave Haney up there. Okay, but this is my question to y'all. You guys did pick Shakur. Let me make sure I got it right first, though. Make sure I got it right. Because for you guys did pick Shakur, I'm trying to... Now, so this is the question. You guys picked Shakur. So you guys picked Shakur. So I want to find out if you guys can let me know or not. Why did you pick Shakur number one? I mean, you might not have a reason, or you might have that might have just been a pick that you made. So why did you have Shakur over Russell and Haney as being your number one? That's right. That's right, though, me. You got that right. You said Fury run into. That's what. See, now you starting to get the plan. And that's the same thing I was saying. That's what the plan I was trying to give out. If you guys paid attention to the show, that's the same thing I was saying the first time. But now I had to switch it up a little bit. So you got to let him run into something. That's the whole thing with Fury. Oh, I'm boxing good. I'm cute. I'm turning. I'm doing this and that. No. Okay, I'm going to let you do all that boxing and shit. But I'm going to catch you. Same thing happened to Ali when Ali was a great boxer. But every once in a while, Ali would slips up and get caught. But Fury is easier to get caught because he's big and his head is big. He got that big head, so he's going to be easier to get, somebody going to load up and catch him. But if y'all can let me know, so why is Stevenson the first one? Okay, younger than Jim Rat, but he's not. Is he younger than Haney? I don't think he's younger than Haney. Or is he? He's younger than Haney? I know he's okay. We probably can agree on why Russell is 3, yeah, because Russell is the oldest. But I thought Haney was young. Haney ain't nobody youngster too. Let me see if I have it pulled up. Maybe we can see. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I'm just trying to see who we got. Well, they gave me kind of a jacked up list here. Okay, so I'm looking at the Express, just so y'all know where I'm getting this from. And so this is what the Express got right here. The top 7 young boxing stars who will become world champions sooner than you think. And of course they got Teofimo up there. And they got Haney. I don't know why I'm even looking at this, because it got stupid of Fury and them up there. I don't want to see it. Okay, so they're kind of incomplete. Virgil Ortiz. They got him as at 21. Daniel Dubois at 22. me see it. And I know I just seen Shakur. Okay, Shakur's 22. And then Edgar Berlanga. So we just talking about some middleweights. We just gonna go. So we just went through a few of them just to see. Yeah. So who else we got? And I think they kind of messed up on that because a lot of these sites you go to, they got so much advertisement and stuff that you can't even find what you want to find. Can't see everything that you want to. Okay, but yeah, they got Ryan Garcia because Ryan Garcia 21. Okay. And I see Haney, but they don't. And yeah, so Haney. Yeah, so Haney's only 20. Yeah, Haney's only 20. So that's why I was wondering why you guys put him. He's younger. But Haney's a youngster. They both youngsters. Yeah, they both youngsters though. So, and I just seen that out of my peripheral real quick. So with the thing with Boots is that, he got to get some more work in. All of them need to get work, but Boots really got to in. But he still need to get some work in. And I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna just stick with Boots because I think he's still the deal. Yeah, I think he's still the deal. But Haney want everything though. Yeah, but you see, Haney want everything. If I'm saying then Haney want everything because Haney's even talking about. He talking about fighting guys that's almost my size. Even though they're not boxers, but he's just saying, man, he'll get in there with anybody. And I think that's probably one of his advantages too, because I believe that he does spar bigger people than Stevenson does. Yeah. So, and that helps out. You know what I'm saying? But we got to get the one in the middle, we got to try to get him replaced. But good discussion about it though. But we'll see which one of those three, if any of our choices, we'll see if they're going to be able to stand up or something, if they're going to be able to get it done, man. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do this today. Phone and everything blowing up. Yeah, this was my 10-minute show today. But everybody already know I can't do a 10-minute show. But anyway, yeah. So let's get out here and let's enjoy our Friday and stuff. Yeah, we'll bring it up some more. I know Hurricane and them probably stepped out. But yeah, we'll get back in it. Yeah, we'll talk about it. And we'll see what other kind of news we can bring up. And the whole Wilder thing, we're gonna cover the real Wilder, what it takes for Wilder, but that's gonna be out a ways. We can't really get into that. I gave you guys just the gist of it today, so we could see if that's how they train him. Because I need to see those training tapes. I need to see Wilder. I need to see him with those angles, and I need to see him disguising. Putting a disguise on that right to where it looked like ice cream. Oh, what? Oh, he's not going to throw it. See, that's what we need. We need the other side. We need that other fighter thinking that it ain't coming. Yeah. And Tank, far as Tank, you said who gets him first? I don't, you know what, for Tank, man, I would have had Tank on this list too. But ever since Tank started getting his Tank on, Tank is scary, man. For me, Tank is more scary outside the ring than inside the ring, man. He is, man. Tank is more scary outside the ring, man. Because it's like, sorry about that light problem too, though. It's like, dang, dude, are you really? It's like, are you at 130, 135, 140, 147, 154, 160? You know what I'm saying? 165. Where are you at? And see, that's actually a good choice for us to have. That we probably should have him on there. You know what I mean? But because of his lack of discipline, then I can't really roll with him like that, because he's, like I said, he's scary, man. he kind of scares me. You know what I mean? It's like, Tank, what weight are you at? Light heavyweight right now? Damn, man, I hope you can get rid of that. How much is it? I hope you can get rid of that 35, 40 pounds before fight time. And we're talking a lot of times, you know, the final preparations in that last 6 weeks. You know what I mean? And shit, if you only got a couple of months, that means your first 2 weeks is nothing but diet. I mean, strong diet at that. Because the rest of the time you're going to lose, you might lose a couple of pounds a week, pound, you know, 3. But he's going to have to come in already running and trying to get all that weight off, man. But you know, maybe he'll make it though. You know, maybe he'll make it though. Maybe he'll make it. Because he may end up being the one that gets tested first. He may be the one that ends up getting tested first. And I think I would like to see the Haney fight. I would like to see him fight Haney. But I always want somebody to get rid of that pink dwarf first, though. That little pink dwarf with the sausage arm, Lomo. I want to see somebody get rid of him first, though. But he hasn't fought for a while either, so. And there's always a point in the fight where he just don't look good, but he comes back like he gets desperate and he comes back strong. But when you come back strong, you can't do nothing. And so that's going to be his main test. His main test is somebody's not falling for that little jump around stuff and those little angles, and somebody's not falling for all that. And when you start clowning, acting like you a matador and stuff, if somebody crack you with an overhand. So he needs somebody that's going to be straight business with him. And they're going to get him out of here. But anyway, you guys enjoy the weekend, man. Let Eagle Webb get up out of here, man. Eagle face up in here, man. But you know how we do it, man, all the time, man. My shout out to all the real people that I see. And my shout out to my people there that mess with me. On this Friday, man, you know what it is. Nothing but blessings.